But when a man says he's done for being taken advantage of, feeling like he's not appreciated, all of a sudden he's a bad guy.
There's a new term for a very specific type of dating that's gaining popularity. Let's take a look.
I'm supposed to be beautiful.
But you are beautiful.
Well, shreking involves dating someone you are not attracted to, maybe someone you think is below you, in hopes that they'll treat you better than other people have in your dating past. The term got its name because Princess Fiona took a chance on Shrek. However, unlike their happy ending in the movie, when you get shreked, it means the person that you lowered your standards for still ended up hurting you. As dating experts put it, in this, you're dating an ogre without the princess treatment.
I just think this whole thing is hilarious. Shreking is basically dating somebody who's not on your level, but you give them a chance anyway, kind of like Fiona did with Shrek. But she was on Shrek's level because she was part ogre. And when they kissed for the first time, that's when the truth revealed that she was never a princess, she was an ogre. So she never settled for Shrek, she was really an ogre. That was her true form. And the reason why it's so funny is because this is exactly how it is in the real world. You have a bunch of these women out here talking about dating down and settling when you're an ogre too. You're both ogres. That's the problem. People don't want to acknowledge that they're a damn ogre. They just want to call you an ogre, but they don't acknowledge that they're an ogre too. That's why this whole concept is hilarious to me. But it makes a lot of sense because just as much as people ignore the whole concept of Shrek, they are ignoring the whole concept of dating. Date people on your level. Stop walking around thinking that you're a princess when you're really an ogre. You're not supposed to get princess treatment because you're not a princess. That's what this whole video is about. And I promise you, men had nothing to do with this whole shreking thing. Men had nothing to do with that. That is all women. Guaranteed.
All right, I'm going to say it. Some of y'all aren't going to like it. But even though I'm saying it looking like a hot mess, it doesn't make it any less true. If women can leave a marriage just because they're unhappy, then men can leave a marriage just because they're unappreciated. We praise women for choosing themselves when they're walking away from a good man. He's been faithful, he's been consistent, but when a man says he's done for being taken advantage of, feeling like he's not appreciated, all of a sudden he's a bad guy. So why is her happiness validated, but his exhaustion is not? Why is finding her self-empowerment, but his boundary is selfishness? Marriage is supposed to be a two-way street. So if it's okay that a woman checks out emotionally, and we call it growth, men can walk away when they feel like they're being treated like background characters in a story.
No, I'm not one to wish divorce on anybody, but I understand what this lady is saying right here. So many women are quick to leave because of their own happiness or because they're trying to find themselves or for whatever reason. Why is it not okay if he does that? Now, to me, it's not okay for either party to do that. I believe if your marriage don't have anything weird going on, you go get therapy, you talk it out, you work through it. You guys made the choice to be together. Those vows that y'all said in front of the pastor should mean something, but it doesn't to a lot of people. It is just something they say so they can get to the reception. And it's sucks because this is why so many people have no respect for marriage now. And I know you're always hearing men online saying how women leave marriages at a way higher rate, but that is very true. And there are situations where there's something crazy going on. He's abusive, he don't want to work. Those situations are a little more understandable, but a lot of them are leaving for goofy stuff. If you don't believe me, just listen to this.
I have been searching for something in my relationship that we don't have for the whole time we've been married, which has been 10 years. There is not a single thing about my husband in and of himself that I do not love. He is the most self-disciplined, loyal, hardworking, good person that you could meet.
And you found all of this out because you were married to him, but now leaving him seems to be the best option. Got it.
I just saw a girl on here say, I respected myself so much, and I love this. I respected myself so much, I left the man I was in love with. And y'all, that hit deep.
That is about as deep as an inflatable swimming pool.
I love my husband, I love my kids, and I moved to a whole new city, a whole new state rather. Just me, no one else. And I didn't move because I didn't love them, but I finally decided to love myself too. One day I just woke up and, I was just like, well, I can't do this anymore. Like, I feel like I need to do something different, like other than what I'm doing. And I felt like I needed to find me again. Like I said, because I felt like I was losing myself.
I swear, you women are always losing yourselves. Y'all worse than the remote control or set of car keys.
I was waiting on my ex-husband to be a bad person. I was truly waiting on him to do something so f***ed up to me so bad that it would justify me ending the marriage.
Hold up, let me get this right. You wanted your husband to do something bad so you can justify why you left him? This way you don't have to be accountable for your decision? Sounds about right.
I was influenced by my friends to leave my husband. Now I feel so lonely. I have so far dated 5 men who have slept with me and left without no respect. All my friends are now married and I want to go back to my husband. Listen to this story.
There's no reason to listen to that. Everything I needed to know was right there. It sounds like she signed up for the Chad and Tyrone pump and dump plan. She didn't like the results and now she wants a refund. But unfortunately, that ain't happening.
I was married to the guy I said I was in a long-term 12-year relationship with. We were also married 4 years, and the same thing applies. You should not feel guilty for leaving this man. First of all, if he didn't want to be with you, he would leave you. So that's the first thing. But the second thing is, it's actually doing a benefit to him for you to walk away so that he has the opportunity to go find happiness and his person somewhere else.
You know what? That is so nice. So your advice to this young lady is to leave her husband, who's probably in love with you and love his kids and his family and love his life the way it is. Leave him, break up his family, take his kids from him, put him through hell with the court system, but the reason for it is so he can go out and find his happiness. That is just awesome.
You are something else. You know that? You are something else.
And there are plenty more cases like this. It just sucks to me. There are so many people who get into these marriages and they're just not really committed to them. They're in it until they're out of it. And that sucks because the other person may have had the right intentions when they entered the marriage, but this person didn't. And the crazy part about marriage is that is like the biggest commitment you can make. That's bigger than buying a car or a house, starting a business. It is bigger than all of that because this person that you are starting this with is somebody who's going to be on that journey with you. And so many people just take it so lightly. The biggest question I have for a lot of these people is why did you get married in the first place if you weren't 100% sure you were going to stick with it? That's the biggest question. I know it's easy to say that, but maybe some of you should start thinking that out before you say I do. That's all I'm saying. Stop saying I do if you're not sure, because I think that right there will stop a lot of this garbage from happening. I've never been married, and the reason why is because I'm never going to get up there and say I do to something that I have no intentions of following through with. I know it's going to get hard. I know it's going to be tough. But if I say I do, that means I do. And I'm going to do the best I can to make that thing work. The sad part is a lot of people just don't think that way.
I also said I was going to come out with a book on how to leave a good man.
Come on, man.
It's official, man. No matter what we do, we're going to lose.
Watching a guy, you don't realize it until you're in the moment, not be good at something that like the males in your whole life have been good at their whole lives.
You set them up for failure.
And I was like seeing a guy for a second. We went skiing and he'd never been skiing before. And I was like, oh, I'll teach you, whatever. And immediately I was like, this is the most unattractive thing I've ever experienced. Just go down the mountain, you know, and to watch like a guy be like falling and being like really physically vulnerable.
There's probably something inside you that knew this. You're like, I'm going to put the nail in this coffin. Like, my brother's a good skier. This redneck has never been skiing.
Yeah, and he's like, and you just look so dumb when you're learning to ski.
Yeah. Let me explain to you how this whole thing played out. Her and this guy's been seeing each other for a while. They really like each other. Things have been going great. They're sitting around watching Netflix one day, maybe a movie about skiing. She looks at him and says, you know what? We should go skiing. He then tells her, I don't know how to ski. I'm really not into it. She said, no, you should try it. You'll love it. It's really fun. He said, I know, but it's really just not my thing. She then said, well, you never know until you try. I'm going to be planning a trip soon. You should come with me. He's like, no. Maybe you should just go with your girlfriend. I think you have more fun with them. She was like, no, I want you to come. He was like, well, I don't want to come. She then says, well, if you really care about me or you want this relationship to work, you would at least attempt to do some of the things that I enjoy just for the fact that I enjoy it. And at that moment, he said, you know what? Screw it. Okay, I'll go skiing. But I don't know what I'm doing. She says, don't worry. I will teach you. You'll be fine. They go on the skiing trip. They get out on the slopes. The man falls down one time and then her box gets drier than Arizona's heat. That's exactly how it played out. Now, I know all women aren't as crazy as this, but y'all have to admit that this is crazy. And this is why fellas, I always say you cannot take advice from women because they will tell you to do stuff like that because they don't even understand themselves and they be looking at us to try to understand them. They don't even know who they are because what she's saying is absolutely insane. But fellas, just understand this is part of the woman process. If you're going to be dating women, you're probably going to have to deal with something like this in some form or fashion. This is why you always have to just do what you do. Don't let these women tell you what you need to be doing, because as soon as you do it, they're gonna lose interest in you. Women are always online talking about what men should do. Bring followers on the first date, do this, do that. And then as soon as you do that stuff, she don't like you because you're too nice. So in most situations, you just have to ignore them. A lot of these women are setting traps for you, and they don't know they're setting that trap, and neither do you. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the video. Appreciate you watching. See you next time.